This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.
Man, I got something to say. This here will be my very last day. This job sucks the life right out of my brain. Don't wanna go postal or insane. Seems every day I
Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and I am Karl Gerber, actually a lawyer licensed in California. Good evening, all you parents and creatures and people out there. Around this time of year, us parents are experiencing back-to-school nights across America. My eldest son is in 10th grade. He goes to a set-you-back $50,000 a year religious school for spoiled people, parents included. Although he's in high school, a lot of the kids have been with him since elementary school. I remember going to back-to-school night when he was in first grade. I'd see these dads with short-sleeve shirts dangling their biceps and me thinking, I better work out even harder. I'd see those primary grade moms with impossibly small butts and glamorous faces. By fourth grade, it was still going on, but my wife was the hottest chick there. By seventh grade, the people who were 40-ish or 50-ish when their kids were born were looking like artifacts. By eighth grade, the waists were too big and the makeup wasn't covering up all the ugly lines on the moms and dads. By 10th grade, damn, there was so much light reflecting off bald heads, I had to wear shades, but they were the wrong prescription. The women looked like men, and one woman had so much plastic surgery, she looked like a cat who got her own tongue caught because she could barely move her mouth when she spoke. They gotta cancel these open houses before we get any older. There's no way I'm doing 11th grade. This has been a public health announcement to make you think the next time you're going to put unnecessary calories into your body. Ha 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 ha. Not that funny, was it? Well, whatever. Okay, so we're here for another episode of the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyers Show, and I want to get on with it because I've got a really, weird guest. Oh, Jesus R. Chavez. I told my people no more cosplay actors on this show.
Why do you think that I'm a cosplay actor?
After that awful episode with Cindy D. dressed as Mistress Luboff and Rubber and that ridiculous robot with a foxtail, I vowed I'd never have another cosplay actor on this show.
Dude, these are my real skins. I thought you're a discrimination lawyer.
Unless you're from the Middle Earth, there's no way you'd have such wrinkled, scaly skin.
You making fun of all your real old peers in their 50s and 60s?
Oops, we may have lost all our listeners. You're wearing a costume. A good one, but a costume. Sort of like the plastic face eye. Oops! Captain Lemur Eyes wore when he raided Officer Lyon's apartment in 83 in order to present him with evidence of a pedophile modem user and truant modem studs in the district, therefore planting the seedlets of an unnatural alliance between the Lemur brothers and the LAUSD.
Dang, that is some heavy stuff.
Your costume?
This isn't a costume.
Modem gangs weren't based on physical territory, so I don't want to get the wrong idea, but where are you from?
Presently, View Park, Windsor Hills. Before that, Harbor City, between Lomita and Wilmington. But not originally, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You look like you're not from this earth.
I am from a different place than man as you know it originated. My world lies between the bedrock on your lot and the water tables down below the great Los Angeles River. But the river at a different epoch, when it was an estuary to a great lost civilization of skinlets.
What? Are Are you Mayan? That's what the Legend of Legend people was about. I thought that if I linked a few of Los Angeles myths together, it would be an incredible story. The Los Feliz Curse, the catacombs below, downtown Los Angeles, and the Mayan lizard people.
I share blood of the ancient Mayans, but only on Shamsa Zada.
This is all very interesting, but where are you going here?
Well, I was unlawfully discriminated based upon my religion and henceforth wrongfully discharged from my place of livelihood.
Sure, a violation of FIHA for religious and common law wrongful termination with a wee bit of molasses on the side.
Hey, there's no molasses here.
Undeniably, your case must be sticky. Well, maybe more dried out in your case.
My people look as I.
I'm gonna ignore all this weird stuff. What's the reason your employer gave for your termination?
It is not what they did. It is what they uttered.
Did they say it or utter it?
Uttered.
I guess uttering is more cryptic, or it could possibly be emphatic.
Juicy Jones sort of, under his breath, said, "No more lemons."
You don't get a lemon at Toyota of Orange.
I wish you didn't say that. I can't get that jingle out of my head.
Back in '96, when I got my first commercial phone system, I asked if I could continuously loop "I Can't Get You Out of My Head." I'm not a singer, people. When people were on hold, and, just to annoy them, I wanted to do this. The guy was so busy sexually harassing my Argentinian secretary, she later told me. He never did it, and I never let him back in.
You should see what I do to sexual harassers.
Oh, come, just show me. It's better to show than to tell if you're a writer. Oh, holy ass! Can I learn to do that?
Anyway, I had to take off for the Lemon Drops.
That's a psychedelic band. Is that back in concert? Cool.
Nay.
You mean the Mighty Lemon Drop, the 80s band?
Too few are familiar with my religion. The ceremony of the Lemon Drops is like midnight mass on Easter.
Oh, that must be a very important religious observance for you.
All the Skinlets do lemon drops on Lemon Drop.
I'm really not familiar with your particular religion, and it has something to do with lemons?
It has everything to do with lemons.
Lemons are actually the worst thing for your teeth. The acid's even worse than Coke. When I was in 7th grade, before I had a modem, at least one that I used, my dad had one with less than 300 baud, half duplex. Well, in health class, the teacher left one tooth in lemon juice and another in Coke, and guess which one disintegrated first? Yeah, lemons are actually the worst thing for your teeth.
No. People just say that.
By the way, this is supposed to be a show about employment law, and I'm not even sure, what is your name? All of my screeners at the Employment Lawyers Group told me you were going to be the kind of guest that I'd like on this show.
My name's Skinlit.
I thought Skinlit was like a sect of people.
Oh, we're more than just a sect of people. That's kind of like calling you a tribe member. Skinlit is a complex theology. A very, very complex theology. It makes Christianity look like simple teachings. The Kabbalah, a breeze. And life under the Quran, a mild wind.
Skinlets are a very disciplined religious sect?
Lemon Drops. Skinlets are only a physical sector.
I've never heard of Lemon Drops. Are there a lot of adherents?
Where I come from, there are many, but in my world, many is few. Excuse me, I need to take a lemon drop.
Skinlit is licking a small lemon-shaped candy.
Skinlit is happy now.
Yeah, my kids love those things.
I know what you're thinking. I don't get my lemon drops at CVS.
Just about this time of year, everyone's selling candy.
My drops are not candy. I endure the pain of my people every time I take a drop.
All right, you're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and we're going to talk about religious discrimination at work. When we get back, we're going to find out how Skinlit has been discriminated against, understanding that I would never use a real religion to make fun of a legal scenario, and this is comedy radio, so it's got to be funny, and we're going to talk about the lemons, the lemon drops, and Skinlit and all those things. But if you have a real case, you really got fired from your job, I'd like to hear from you at the office at 877-525-0700. Once again, if you have a problem at work like sexual harassment, unpaid wages, 877-525-0700. Once again, 877-525-0700 to talk to a real workplace lawyer. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a very unusual religion we seem to be hearing about where people do lemon drops and they're not quite sure what place they're from, so to speak. All right, so that's what this episode's about, and I will tell you that religious discrimination is one of those things at work where it's exactly what you're not supposed to be doing in this country. Obviously, this country is all about equal inclusion. It was started on freedom of religion, but I found the employers to be nasty as possible when it comes to religious discrimination. So we'll be with you, and we'll talk again in just a few minutes.
Going up to the spirit in the sky. It's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and the name is to rest, I'm gonna go to the place.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call this toll-free number right now. 800-390-9528. That's 800-390-9528. By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. The help you need could be one call away. 800-390-9528. Make the free call now. 800-390-9528. Your addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment centers and placement networks. Individual results will vary. Visit youraddictionteam.com/terms for more information.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 4242 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 4242.
Geico presents Unhelpful Home Improvement How-Tos.
Lightning can spark a fire in seconds. So today, I'll show you how to protect your belongings by covering them in a fireproof blanket fort. All you need is a hammer, nails, and 700 fireproof blankets. Upon completion, you'll notice your apartment isn't just fireproof, it's also extremely cozy.
You could try to protect your valuables with a fireproof blanket fort, or you could get covered for personal property damage through the Geico Insurance Agency. Go to geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call this toll-free number right now. 800-390-9528. That's 800-390-9528. By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. The help you need could be one call away. 800-390-9528. Make the free call now. 800-390-9528. Your addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment centers and placement networks. Individual results will vary. Visit youraddictionteam.com/terms for more information.
This here will be my very last day. This job sucks the life right out of my brain. Don't wanna go postal or insane. Seems every day I just wanna snap.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, a real workplace lawyer. We're going to talk about religious discrimination. Before we broke, we had Skinlit, who appears to be a creature on this all-inclusive show. And he was doing a lemon drop. I don't know what that was all about. So, Skinlit, how often do you do drops?
How did you know that I wear contacts?
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
How did you know that I wear contacts?
I didn't. But now that you mention it, people don't have red eyes, maybe bloodshot, but not the color of rubies. You must be wearing contacts if that's the case.
Well, I'm not all people. Skinlets have red eyes or purple eyes. Red means that we're warm-blooded.
Gee, with your skin, I'd never have known.
Not funny.
What kind of work did you do anyway?
I'm in the video game industry.
I can see why.
And why is that?
I don't know. Your creature-like features, perhaps? Maybe you're in some VR game?
Actually, I was until I was wrongfully terminated by Juicy Jones.
Enough of these absurd names like Delicious Divine, Juicy Jones. Seriously, if you want to protect someone's privacy, just tell me and we can call your supervisor Mr. X.
Well, Mr. X is another division head. Juicy Jones was my man.
Oh, brother. In order to figure out if there's a wrongful termination case, there has to be something said or some action taken indicating somebody did not want to comply with the laws.
I told you, Juicy Jones said, "No more lemons."
Was he abbreviating the name of your religion?
I never thought of that. He was referring to the 1/8 of lemons I had diced up in circular formations in my VR standing cubicle, and the trail of lemon seedlets that I have left to the bathroom.
Exactly how many separate lemons were used to do this?
36.
Did you peel them?
The skin of a lemon is holy.
I won't ask if you drink lemonade.
I find that very offensive.
Yeah, I used to drink lemonade when I was a kid. You know, I got sick of orange juice. I guess that's all my parents gave me for a long time. And then I switched to lemonade from a can and then Delaware Punch until I drank it when I had a sore throat, and sometimes Hawaiian Punch from a can.
Oh, these are the things that Juicy Jones said that offended me on the basis of my religion.
This is an interesting one because your religion is so obscure and no one has heard of its practices and might not realize that a simple 70s canned juice joke offends you.
Hey, my parents drank Tang. What does that have to do with being a lemon drop?
Well, for the purposes of California employment law, something is religious discrimination if the employer is aware of the belief at issue.
You mean just because I never mentioned that drop trailing is a path to rebirth at the end of the summer, there's no case?
Well, if trails of lemon seeds towards the restroom are a religious practice, the employer or manager at the employer, they have to know this is a religious practice in order for that to be an act of religious harassment.
Oh, this is so unfair. Everybody knows about Easter eggs and radishes at Passover. Just because most of the members of my religion lie below the surface of the earth doesn't mean it's not a religion.
Well, under the law, for employment purposes, whether something is considered a religion that can't be discriminated against at work, it's a different standard than harassment based on religion.
So why is my employer entitled to know the personal details of my religion?
Look, I don't necessarily agree with this aspect of the law. I can understand why a lot of employees would not want to explain their religious practices to their employers. As a matter of fairness, however, if the employer is completely unaware of their religious practice, maybe the legal system doesn't want to hold them liable. I also find religious discrimination borrows from many of the same concepts of disability discrimination. Both talk about accommodations. In disability, the employer has to know of the existence of the disability in order to be liable for not accommodating it.
Whoa, the hush hounds! Are you saying a religion is a disability?
Not at all. The Fair Employment Housing Act prohibits both religious discrimination at work and disability at work. The legal doctrines both require, reasonable accommodations to which undue hardships are a defense.
Undue hardships? Yeah, that's what Juicy Jones said about the seatlets lining the hallway floor tiles. He said they might attract ants, or somebody might slip and fall?
Those may be legitimate safety concerns. A religious practice that involved, for instance, flooding the bathroom with soapy water, that wouldn't be safe for the employees.
Hey, soapy water would be just fine at Uncle Dumas's office.
No, this can't be. You cannot possibly be related to Dumas. He does not share the blood of the Mayans or any great civilizations in history. That man is a harm to the clients of the state of California.
Swice, ties, smell, sumer.
I didn't get the first two words, but the last two are Rhemus Helms spelled backwards. I believe a case of pig Latin.
I spelt.
Spelting is better than smelting.
I cast a spelt. You will pay for speaking ill of my uncle.
You have been blasphemous by using Rhemus Helms' name in reversed order. You shall pay the penalty of 500 cosplay actors and 150 ostriches coming to your castle at midnight.
I said I live in View Park, Windsor Hills area. I didn't say I'm a part of the royal family.
I thought your part of town was the breeding grounds for the Windsor Castle these days. Surely being a reality star is way up for all forms of greatness.
I'm just a commoner amongst the Skinlits. I asked the high priest what I should do. He said call 1-877-525-0700 for an employment lawyer.
Good advice.
Yeah, 1-877-525-0700. Yes, I said 1-877-525-0700. He's a wonderful resource for our community. So few people understand the Skinlits.
Well, now that you put it that way, religious discrimination requires that the religion at issue is a sincerely held system of beliefs. I have no doubt listening to you that you're sincere in your beliefs. Presumably, the Skinlits have a system of beliefs opposed to random acts, I suppose.
We do engage in random acts on HD Doe. But for the most part, it's all from the teachings of Limon, the great Latin American gardener.
Gardening as in tending to the needs of the living?
You might want to go down with me. I think you'd come to understand lemon drops before a lot of converts can.
And the more I hear about this particular religion, the more interesting it does sound. I won't be converting, but I'd like to gain an appreciation for the citrus.
I was hoping that you would represent me. Does this sound like a case?
It's too early to tell. All we have established is Skinlit. You're sincere in your beliefs. You're a sincere believer in the citrus doctrines, and your employer was unhappy with trails of lemon seed particles leading through presumably common walkways, and he uttered, "No more lemons!" which could mean lemon drops, could mean sacrificial lemons in the hallway, which might have been a safety problem, or could have meant he simply did not want any more lemons in his Diet Coke.
Limes? Limes are often in Diet Coke, and lemons, they're in water. Water is a basic element. A lemon in water that comes from our water region is the most religious thing that you can find.
Is that why lemons are in water?
The ancient practice of lemonizing H2O. Yes, my people seasoned the waters long before we rose above the surface of the ground on which mortals walk.
All right, let's get down to the exact circumstances surrounding your termination of employment.
Sure. I was about to go into an alternative universe. I was preparing, saying a little prayer, and squeezing a lemon. Juicy Jones told me to come into his office.
What was said is always very important.
But you said showing is more important than telling, and I was wearing battle gear, and I looked like this, and Juicy Jones was doing this. When I got out of it and into his office, it looked like this. Then he gave me paper and, well, I can't act out what the paper looked like.
Yeah, we're on the radio and no one has any idea what you've been flicking me off about the whole time.
Well, yeah, I just happen to have 1 foot middle digit, that's all.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Should I explain since this is a live radio show?
We better do something fast or we could have a listener change channels and hear some infomercial on another station. Hell, this is scripted comedy with real voice actors, and I really don't care if no one calls 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. 877-525-0700 to report a real employment case to me, not this weird lemon stuff. We are breaking now, and when we come back, we're going to get more into the whole lemon stuff. Well, I thought we were breaking, at least. It's gotta happen.
Talk Radio 790, KABC News Update. I'm Steve Cumming. Senate Democrats are reportedly investigating a new allegation of sexual misconduct against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. The New Yorker magazine reports a woman named Deborah Ramirez claims Kavanaugh exposed himself to her at a party when he was a freshman at Yale University. Senior media correspondent Brian Stelter reports Kavanaugh is denying the accusation.
This alleged event from 35 years ago, again, freshman year at Yale, did not happen. The people who knew me then know that this did not happen and have said so. This is a smear, plain and simple. Kavanaugh goes on to say, I look forward to testifying on Thursday about the truth and defending my good name and the reputation for character and integrity I have spent a lifetime building against these last-minute allegations.
KABC SoCal weather, mostly clear this evening with low clouds and fog overnight. Look for lows in the upper 50s to mid-60s. More news coming up in 30 minutes, continuing coverage at KABC.com. I'm Steve Cumming, Talk Radio 790, KABC News.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something that really works? Men, you need to try Noxitril, the explosive male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine Viagra on steroids. Call now for our special free bottle offer today.
Call 1-800-229-9517. That's 800-229-9517. 800-229-9517.
Welcome to Jimmy John's.
Hi, your new 9-grain wheat sub is so good. How do you make it?
With the highest quality ingredients and love. I mean, we definitely don't sing at lullabies when it's baking. Lullabies are what parents sing to babies.
Right.
And we don't use a baby carrier to carry the warm, fresh 9-grain wheat subs to the cooling racks. I mean, they're not babies. They're for making delicious sandwiches.
Okay, I'll take a turkey tom.
Oh, don't name them. It makes it harder.
Try our new 9-grain wheat sub, Jimmy John's. Wheat yeah, freak yeah.
Capri Deli has been serving up great sandwiches since 1954. Come on down for their homemade meatballs, sausages, and beef, roasted in-house. All Capri Deli sandwiches are made to order, thick and meaty with everything sliced fresh daily.
The great thing about Capri Deli is the people who keep coming back from all over Southern California, week in and week out, and have been for many, many years. This is a great testament to the DiMaggio family who use the same family recipes passed down from generation to generation. Our customers and our extended family, this is tradition. Come join us. Capri Deli is located at 713 East San Bernardino Road in Covina and is a must-stop attraction for anyone in the LA area.
Celebrating 60 years of great sandwiches, pastrami dips, lasagna, and handmade pizza. Let Capri Deli cater your event. Capri Deli in Covina on San Bernardino Road or online at CapriDeliCovina.com. That's CapriDeliCovina.com. People love their food.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a results-oriented law firm whose goal is to get the client what they deserve. They've represented thousands of California employees who've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or were owed wages on an individualized or group basis, such as a class action. They have a high rate of success. There are few situations involving employment law that they have not confronted. At the forefront of employee rights, they're often the first employee law firm to confront a new legal issue. For an experienced employment lawyer, call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, read more about the firm at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Make your work problem theirs to solve.
Hey, boss man, I got something to say. This here will be my very last day. This job sucks the life.
Yeah, this is Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and I'm interviewing a creature who is from a very strange religious sect, and he has some problems at work, and we're trying to figure out if he got wrongfully terminated based upon his religion. So, Skinlit, tell me more.
Well, after that great speech of yours about not caring if people called, wouldn't it be great if like 1,000 people called tomorrow and you gotta sue all the bad celebrities who put Mickeys into women's drinks?
Yeah, I don't know. I like representing regular people. Don't take it wrong with you being from the Middle Earth and having a foot-long mid-digit and belonging to a very unusual religion, but I like to represent hardworking people who got screwed at work or were subjected to some form of discrimination.
Hey, being in charge of a whole universe isn't easy. It's very physically demanding, and there can be over 100 players in my universe at once. You wouldn't believe the things they do.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't play complex VR games, although my son's goaded me into becoming level 6 on Clash Royale.
Nouvella Vague Gaming took gamer harassment very seriously. If any of the players were abusing the other players based upon age, disability, race, or sex, I had to ban them from the game.
Are you talking about Nouvella Vague Gaming in a general sense, or are you employed there?
Yeah, that's who fired me.
Yeah, I've had a couple non-cases over there due to the layoffs.
Yeah, I've heard quite a few people have sued over those layoffs, but I wasn't laid off. I was fired. Juicy Jones told me I was too sour. Ruckus Riot was a sweet universe I didn't belong in.
Yeah, there's a lot of plays on citrus in that sentence, and one interpretation of he's making fun of lemons and truly acidy citrus, but it also might mean you didn't have the uplifting spirit needed for your universe.
I am the spirit of all plentiful citrus predating I. There is orange in my bloodline.
You mean blood orange?
No. Well, that too, but Mandarin, Valencia, and Hamlin also.
I'm sorry to hear your job termination stopped your otherwise sweet fragrance of success.
I have done lemon pulp for 10,000 times a cycle since I was unjustly discharged from my place of livelihood.
A cycle? I was reading the sanitary. There are plentiful job opportunities in the field of database management of each sanitary napkin used throughout the world.
Mr. Gerber, of course I am mitigating my damages and seeking all alternative jobs. I know about the opportunities in sanitary napkin database management. I'm practicing my 10 key skills. Perhaps if I start at the bottom, I can one day work my way up to the level of chapstick. He's now got an entire floor of his database on the Century Towers, first floor of the Century Towers Park East.
Since you were a character actor, maybe a video game moderator or interactive player for the host of the game, the type of work you can reasonably expect it to get would involve your gaming skills, maybe your unique persona, extended mid-digit skilly skin, your gnome-like appearance. There's probably work for wizards in Las Vegas.
Well, the elders would much prefer me in office work. A Skinlit can't jump around in a virtual world his whole life. Imagine me someday managing my own sanitary napkin database.
That's something. But job search efforts, in order for a fact finder to believe you're sufficiently looking for a replacement job, require you to look for work that you're suited for. Entry into, new industries where you're not experienced and you'd have to be trained. That could have an effect on the fact finder in the case deciding the employer who engaged in wrongful termination on the basis of religion is not liable for your job loss due to your choice in changing fields.
I only earn 19 American dollars per hour plus 1,000 Nouvella game credits a month. The starting salaries in the field of sanitary napkin database management are at least $20 an hour. Data entry easily $50K a year plus benefits.
Now let's not get ahead of flow. We have to first establish you have a case. Were there any issues where your employer didn't want to accommodate you for your religious observances before you were fired? That would be evidence of animus towards accommodating or even the nature of your religious practices.
Once nitrogen, 78%. Oxygen, 21%. Variable amounts of water, vapor, 0.9%. Argon, hopefully not more than 0.04%. Carbon dioxide begins to rise above 65 degrees. The first of our 4 fertilizations must occur.
Excuse me, but is there a reason why you didn't just say air?
I am a skinlet.
All right, I apologize if I interrupted you.
A lemon tree of 3 feet or more must not be fertilized more than 4 times a year, and not in the coldest months. Each fertilization is a harbinger of growth. The celebration lasts 2 days. It's imperative we fertilize all of the lemon trees we tend.
Presumably you miss work for this.
Precisely. 2 days of work 4 times a year? There's no need for me to miss 4 other religious holidays.
Can you work on Christmas Day?
Christmas Day is very busy in my universe. From early in the morning to late at night, new players emerge in the universe after receiving under their spruce, pine, and fir trees fueled up gift cards, or new VRware which allows the player many fast opportunities of advancement. They can't buy skills. They lose quickly or abuse players when they realize they attempted to purchase a fruit not yet ripened. I always work a double, if not triple shift on Christmas Day.
So were you ever denied time off for fertilization?
Yeah, and that's really what pissed me off. It's not easy for a skinlet to become pregnant. Some think that we are reptilian. We are only partially.
Whoa, I just meant 4 times a year, you know, that lemon tree thing.
What about genetic discrimination? My partner has to stop eating lemon juice. She can't even do drops for a period of time if she is going to conceive. Juicy Jones laughed when I told him this.
Look, Skinlit, I know you think you're from another world and all, but just because you identify as being a mid-earth creature, your employer doesn't have to go along with the farce. Obviously, you're human. There aren't talking creatures in Los Angeles who are sort of, kind of reptilian.
The lemur slithered like a snake. You could wrap him around your neck. You can't wrap a lemur around your neck. There are, shall we say, things from other worlds in Los Angeles.
I can't really get into lemur right now. That report of Animal Services that he was a cat without a tail should have never been published in Modem Stud.
I've seen a picture of you holding up the lemur. He's extended a whole 3 feet in length, and another instamatic of him around your neck.
Yes, there really are pictures like that from 1983 or 1984.
Then why don't you believe that I'm not entirely human?
If your religious practice is to conceive and or your partner can only conceive if she stops eating copious amounts of lemons, that could be a protected religious practice. It's not, however, a genetic condition because there's no such thing as a skinlet.
Yes, there is.
Well, technically there is, but a skinlet is not human.
Exactly.
A skinlet is part of the fragments of the pillow a child has kept as a memento until it disintegrates.
Yes, I am a fiber fragment.
You look as though you have fragments of some type of fiber on your skin, but you're not the remains of the pillow carried across country and around the state for 13 years, brought into various rooms of the house for many years, maybe even teeved.
Are you talking about a Mickey?
Macola.
Skinlits are definitely descendants of...
Is the conception process part of your religious observance?
Of course.
If Juicy Jones was not accommodating of your request to miss work to engage in religious observance, that's a violation of FEHA and might be discriminatory animus.
The first time he gave me the week off.
BTW, how long did you work at Nouvella Vague Gaming?
4 years, 2 months, 1 day, 1 week, 12 hours, 6 minutes, and 3 seconds.
You're having everything.
You want to make something out of it?
Kind of, because it's too coincidental. I need real answers if you want real advice.
I'm a fictional character. What am I going to do with legal advice?
A good point.
My partner and I attempted conception 16 times and succeeded once.
Which of these periods of absences was not excused, for instance? The earlier ones were excused, but not the later ones. That could show that the employer tried to accommodate you but got tired of it. Obviously, if you were fired for a recent religious accommodation request, that's stronger evidence that, your religious accommodation played a substantial motivating factor in your employment ending, rather than, if accommodations came up a long time ago. Guys, we got a break. Call me off air, 877-525-0700 about a real job problem. That's 877-525-0700. Once again, 877-525-0700.
Parents, you care, teach, and prepare your children to succeed in life. Why not give them the very best start in a free quality early education program? Head Start is enrolling children from birth to 5 right now in Los Angeles County. We welcome children with special needs, in foster care, or in homeless situations. Learn more by calling 877-PRE-K-KID. That's 877-773-5543. Call 877-PRE-K-KID.
This week on Champions of Justice, Perry Mason makes an appearance.
If you did not kill Davenport, why did you dig that grave 2 days in advance?
It's Lawyers in Your Living Room, with author Michael Asimov talking about law shows on TV, the pros and cons. Join Tom Girardi and Jim O'Callahan for a fascinating look at TV lawyers through the years. Tune in Champions of Justice, Saturday morning at 11 and Sunday night at 10, here on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 6565 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 6565.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call this toll-free number right now. 800-390-9528. That's 800-390-9528. By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. The help you need could be one call away. 800-390-9528. Make the free call now. 800-390-9528. Your addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment centers and placement networks. Individual results will vary. Visit youraddictionteam.com/terms for more information.
The Employment Lawyers Group is a results-driven law firm whose goal is to get the right result for the client. They have represented employees with a high rate of success since 1993 throughout the state of California. They're only paid and if they are able to collect money from the employer, so there's not any upfront fees or costs in order to hire them. They have represented thousands of employees who've been terminated from their jobs, sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or are owed wages in an individualized or group basis such as a class action. Call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have operators standing by. They can also be reached at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Hire them and make your workplace problem theirs to solve.
Man, I got something to say. This here will be my very
Talk
last
Radio
day.
790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. Before we broke, we were talking to Skinlit, a bit of a creature of very obscure religion, sect. He may have been discriminated against at work due to his religion. I was asking him about whether he was denied accommodations for religious observances. So, Skinlit, let's get back to that.
So the first 6 times I got a week off with no problem. The first 6 times I got the week off, no problem. I mostly used my vacation. That was 3 years ago. We had a baby, Skinlit, in 2015. Quit lemon abstinence for a year in mid-2016. I was denied during the regular holiday season and was allowed to miss work in July.
Have there been more recent requests?
I need to inquire of the inventories. What do you consider recent?
Well, I know lemon abstention has great religious meaning for you, and please don't take this wrong, but what if a religion required women to ingest copious amounts of alcohol or a drug that prevented them from getting pregnant? That's a physiologically imposed health condition I don't think the laws about religious discrimination cover.
Well, that's a very interesting question. Lemon drops do not use an illegal drug or knowingly unhealthy substance. We're just about lemons and lemonade and lemon drops and the pulp of a lemon, the seeds in lemon, the lemon trees, and everything lemon.
Yeah, okay, so religious observance can create physiological conditions that need to be accommodated sometimes. For instance, fasting on various holidays for multiple religions.
Does the law require employers to let Jews off, for instance, this week because they fasted or because they were going to their temples and massage parlors and worshiping?
I am not sure what the laws of Bangkok are, Oriental setting, the creme de la creme of the chest world, but I get my kicks above the waistline, sunshine. Therefore, I can only speak of California, federal law, and 3 other states I'm admitted, including Texas, where the tough guys tumble when I'm in court.
Sam's gonna be the witness, or I can feel the devil walking next to me.
And thank God I'm only watching the game, controlling the game.
I forgot to mention, I've played the bishop, the knight, and the king in VR chess. But when I was a pawn, that's where the real chess boys really gave me the ultimate test of cerebral fitness, knocking into me, kicking me if I was reclining.
We should get back to the game. I mean your case.
Hold on a minute. I've got to do some drops.
Oh, go right ahead. I'm sure the audience will wait.
I've got 600 hit points and a chest full of silver, but I ain't never seen a lemon drop like that anywhere. Oh, she's a wow puke, a wow puke, a wow puke is good enough for me.
Oh, this is weird. What's in that stuff you're dropping?
Oh, it's 15 parts lemon and pseudo-gelatin, 'cause a lemon drop don't eat no collagen from animal bone or skin.
You know, sometimes I gotta admit, the guests on this show are an undue burden to my health.
Oh, sorry. I'm coming down. What's an undue burden?
Employers who wish to make use of the undue burden defense have the burden of proving an undue burden.
Are we talking a bag of coal over your shoulder, a stone of rocks?
An undue burden is a significant or difficult expense.
How is that determined? Nouvella Vague Gaming has hundreds of VR assistants. Not Skinlits, though.
Is it important that Skinlits be in the VR games?
I've got some special skin.
In deciding whether an accommodation would create an undue hardship, you may consider the following factors. A, the nature and cost of the accommodation. B, the employee's ability to pay for the accommodation. C, the type of operations conducted at the facility. Yikes! A little weird considering we're talking about Nouvella Vague Gaming and Skinlits. The impact on the operations of a facility go to undue hardship. And E, the number of employees and the relationship of the employees' duties to one another. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I can only imagine a million bizarre questions here. D, the number, type, and location of the employer's facilities. And G, the administrative and financial relationship of the facilities to one another. All go into this whole undue hardship thing.
Can we start at the relationship prong?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about personal or sexual relations. We're talking about whether, for instance, one employee who is going to be on leave for religious reasons maybe is the only one capable of managing a large group, or he's the only one who plays a skinlit in a game. Players expect the skinlit.
Nah, nobody knows what a skinlit is, but we are a rare group.
Yeah, honesty is always appreciated in the legal system.
Well, if I'm gone during a delaminization spawn, there are other creatures who would take my place.
Did anyone actually articulate that it was an undue burden to accommodate any of your religious practices?
Well, there was a comment about no more lemons, but as you said, we don't really know what it means. But I was lining seedlets on the path to the bathroom.
I'm wondering if seedlets with lemon juice might attract bugs or ants. Maybe the employer can't have that.
I see pictures of Jesus by some people's workstations in the office, on some of the managers' doors to their offices. How do you say
mezuzah? If you work for the government, anything connoting a religion might not be allowed, or at least all religious symbols would have to be allowed.
How is a seedlet trail any different from a mezuzah?
Employees are not going to trip on a picture of Jesus on someone's cubicle wall or a mezuzah on a door frame. Many tiny little lemon seeds that may attract insects are another issue.
Like I said, I wasn't preaching lemon drop dogma.
Yeah, some cases have held that proselytizing one's religion is not an accommodation an employer has to make.
But I tell you, I got fired for the ceremony of lemon drops.
Is this something different than what we already talked about?
It don't matter where we are at 3:06 p.m. on the second Tuesday in September. We have to sit on peeled lemon skin. We squirt the juices of the lemon into our mouths for 10 minutes straight.
Couldn't you just have asked for your uninterrupted rest break for those 10 minutes?
Exactly. I told Juicy Jones that was my rest break. But he said I couldn't sit down in the middle of a VR tournament and enjoy the juices of an eureka.
Did you tell him that this was a religious practice?
He knew. He knew all of my lemon partaking was religious.
All right, so if he really fired you for partaking in a 10-minute religious ritual, that's unlawful.
He said I couldn't abandon my duties in the game.
There must be compromise on the employer's part. I feel this case should go to a jury for a decision.
Just because the lemon drops do not hold worship in a mulberry tree, I think Juicy Jones doesn't think we are a valid religion.
The standard is a sincere religious belief. In order to receive protection, the religion doesn't have to be worshipped in a certain physical place.
We do worship in very specific physical place. A specific physical place. The southwest corner, 220 degrees exactly, without any variation.
I've had religious discrimination cases involving sects who don't worship in buildings, so to speak. The wrongdoers in those cases have questioned whether meeting at a Kingdom Hall was a real religious meeting because it wasn't on a Sunday or a Saturday, and Kingdom Hall meetings are often, large physical meeting centers. And I had a case with a man from India who he was made fun of because his religion, they didn't worship in a place of worship.
Well, I think religious discrimination cases are due to the lack of understanding about someone's religion.
That's a motivation for some. Others are just plain mean-spirited towards religious practice. A significant number also involve claims of undue hardship, like in retail, you have to work on Sunday, so you can't have the job and take off for church. I've had that one a few times. I've also had the Sabbath observers on Saturday that employers won't accommodate.
Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why, Why can't we live together? Tell me why. Tell me why. Why can't we live together? Skinlits and humans.
Cosplay robots and the McDonald's girl.
Everybody wants to live together. Why can't we be together?
Mass and Gerber, Lisa Glickman and Rosa Santos Rosenstein, Cindy D and her daughter, Rhemus and Demus,
Starlight and Starbright,
Chapstick and BC, PJ BC the Third,
Juicy Jones and the Delicious Divine,
Ryan Sabretooth and $9 Bill.
Dang, Gerber. We can make a fortune doing duets together.
And maybe even more than PJ BC the Third, missing half of the notes on the piano. All right, this has been Karl Gerber, Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm still here as Karl Gerber, a real lawyer who handles real religious discrimination cases at work. And I hope you call me at 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. Once again, 877-525-0700 for a real lawyer. And hey, this song is almost 50 years old, people. It started in 1970. And you know what? It's a song about Jesus by a Jew. And we all should have religious freedom, and we all should have religious tolerance at work. And if it isn't happening, let me know about it.
This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.